Back now at 8:09, and this morning on Today's Moms, a pink backlash. If you have a young daughter, you know that most little girls love anything that has to do with princesses and sparkles and the color pink. But why?
You gotta help me.
Like all mothers, Peggy Orenstein wants the world for her daughter, Daisy.
You want to raise your daughter so that she doesn't think that she can't do anything because she's a girl.
Daisy has big dreams, too.
Yeah, I want to be a geologist, a librarian, and I want to own a bakery. I like making pastries.
I do totally like them. I love the
But Peggy, author of a new book called Cinderella Ate My Daughter, became concerned about the pink storm headed for her daughter. So she did some research.
We live in a time that there's an unprecedented level of marketing of these kinds of products to littler and littler and littler girls. And I started digging into it, and I started looking at this girl culture that was becoming more pervasive and younger, that was sort of telling girls and emphasizing to them appearance.
But pink, princess, and sparkle sell.
I'd be lying if I told you that marketing to girls wasn't big business. It's a huge business.
American Girl has sold nearly $20 million since entering the scene in 1986. Barbie is a $3 billion brand. Dora, $11 billion. And the Disney Princess Collection earned $4 billion in 2009.
What we aim to do every day is to inspire or evoke some kind of emotion or create a demand for a product or service that we hope is enjoyed by the consumer.
So has the girly girl phenomenon crossed the line?
There's nothing wrong with having a daughter who loves princesses or plays with dolls or loves pink. It's really about broadening her whole life, though, and making sure that she knows that she can still play with those dolls and become a president, become a scientist, become a loving mother.
I guess what I want for Daisy is, the sky's the limit. I want her to find her real happily ever after.
And joining us now is Peggy Orenstein, who has the author, of course, of this new book called Cinderella Ate My Daughter, Dispatches from the Front Lines of the New Girly Girl Culture. And she's joined this morning with psychotherapist and relationship expert Stacey Kaiser. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Okay, so what from all of your research is the most alarming to you about the current girl culture in America?
I guess it's the way that it is getting younger, and that for girls younger and younger, down into 2, 3, 4 years old, we're talking about emphasizing beauty and play sexiness. So, like, when we were little, you probably got your first Bonnie Bell lip smackers when you were maybe, 12 years old. Mm-hmm. And now girls have a full array of them when they're 4. So, is that okay? I don't know, maybe. But when you're talking about lip smackers at 4 and Bratz dolls at 6 and America's Top Model at 9 and Keeping Up with the Kardashians at 10, it starts to be a lot of pressure to be sexy. And I don't think you want your 4-year-old thinking about being sexy on any level.
Is there evidence, Stacey, or a reason to believe that this kind of exposure to kind of the princess pink factor actually encourages or causes girls to sexualize earlier or be more sexualized? I mean, you're making a big leap here, so is there evidence for this leap?
This is recently new, so there isn't a lot of evidence or backup, but here's what I can tell you. Good parents make good kids. And parents are our greatest role models. And so it's not just what you're saying to your kids about Barbies or Princess Pink, it's the way you're living your life. And so if you're a good parent and you're diligent about things, then your kids are not going to get sexualized too early, and they're going to grow up to be independent exactly the way you want them to.
But in terms of past the sexualization issue, we also have the what can I be when I grow up issue, which is what you really talk about in your book. And amid this plethora of pink, there is sort of a dearth of capes. I mean, you talk a little bit about this. There aren't a lot of girl superheroes. There are some, and more than there once was. But in what way do you think this could limit a girl?
Well, I sort of connect the dots between the obsession with appearance, which is a very, it narrows and it limits our daughters. So if you're looking at the princesses, I think about the flesh and blood princesses as well. So you think about the little princesses, and then you think about, say, Miley, Lindsay, Selena, those girls. And when you look at them when they start their careers, they all wear those true love waist rings, promising to be chaste till they're married, and in their early interviews, if you look back, they say, we like to choose clothes that moms like. We're in no hurry to get older, and then, whammo, 3 months later, they're dancing on the pole. They're doing a lap dance. And you cannot commodify wholesomeness and make it into a marketing gimmick without marketing what comes after.
What's the answer? What do we as mothers need to do, and fathers?
We need to lock our daughters in a tower.
Okay, now you're being obviously funny, but what is...
Okay,
we're almost out of time.
The truth, what as parents we need to do is we need to know what our values are, and we need to work on them with our kids. We need to be good role models, and what most important thing you want to do, you want to talk to your kids. You want to say, you don't want to be like Miley. You know what? That princess is very pretty, but you don't take apples from strangers. You want to have the conversations, and so many parents just let their kids watch TV without teaching them the lessons that go along with it.
So you can't change the culture except to talk about it. So what you have to do is make sure that you talk to your daughter. Peggy Orenstein, thank you so much, and Stacy Kaiser, thank you so much.